Part 2 of the Scratch Division title match from Tech City Bowl in Kirkland, Washington. Opening event of Season 16 and one of the final events of Season 16 for this guy, top seed Marshall Kent. He's off to college looking to pick up one last JBT title before he goes. And he leads in this match by 8 pins, I guess that is. But will no longer be leading by that amount, pending conversion of this washout. And Marshall Kent's got some history with 1-2-10s. He made one early in the title match of the TPC earlier this month, and unfortunately missed one in the 10th frame of the title match of the TPC earlier this month that ended up costing him the match. Let's see if he can take some revenge on this particular washout. Yeah, there you go. Textbook conversion of the 1-2-10. Marshall would pay me about $4,000 to, well, I guess $2,000 to get that result of the washout back at Strike Zone in August, as he threw the perfect shot at it and just wrapped the head pin around the 10. That time, it does what it's supposed to do, and he maintains the lead with that spare. Strikes are hard to come by. We have yet to have one in this title match from either bowler. Let's see if we get one here. Ball change. And oh boy. Now we'll really have to see some spare shooting. And the ball change did not work. That checked up a little bit sooner than he wanted to. He went to a ball that had some surface just to try and kill the hook. Still checked up on him. Let's see how he attacks the 6-7. Look out. Nope. And now, this young lady, Courtney Couch, has the lead given to her while she's on the bench. What is going through her mind right now? Geez, I got to play Marshall to win a scratch title. She already beat every girl in the field handily. She was the lead girl in our women's series by far today, and then beat Danica Heekin in the women's series title match. What a sweep this would be for her, a sweet sweep. Nice ball. Yeah, nice shot by Couch. First strike of the match for either bowler comes in the 6th frame and consolidates that lead that she got handed to her. Leads by 4, can extend to 14 if she can make it 2 in a row here in the 7th. So new this season, every JBT event, with just a couple exceptions, will be a women's series event. And every conference will have a separate girls invitational. It'll be a smaller deal compared to the overall invitational, but the top point scorers and conference invitational winners will advance to a girls finale. You betcha, by the way, at the TPC. And what a beautiful 2 shots back to back from Couch there to extend that lead. My goodness. It would be completely understandable for her to be just, over her head intimidation wise in this scenario, and none of that is the case. No fear, bowling her own game. She's got the best look in the house right now, and that's why she's got the lead. And a credit to Kent's versatility and knowledge of his game to be able to compete on this pattern. But right, alrighty. I was just about to finish saying right now his look is bad, and sometimes a little luck can change things, and that ball went right in the 1-1 pocket, and somehow they all went splat. If he can take advantage of this and bring this down to a 2-frame game within a mark, he would have to feel great about it, but he hasn't been close on really either lane since the 3rd and 4th frames. We're here in the 8th frame. Let's see what he can dig out. And another false start. Good tip for the younger folks watching these videos. If something's not right, back off, start your whole pre-shot routine over again. It's obviously a key shot in the match. That's why he's Marshall Kent, folks. Looking pretty much lost in the early part of the game, gets a fantastic break the frame before, and he ends up throwing his best shot of the match by far right after that to throw the double right back at Courtney and to make it a 4-pin game. Can Courtney answer? Have not had a open scratch female champion since Rebecca Ruggiero did it almost a year ago in Portland. another nice shot. Ooh, boy. Boy, that ball looked good and then just kind of lost energy when it hit the head pin, and that 6 count ties up the match. A theoretical tie here, A very tricky spare to shoot at, B. She already made the 2-4-5 earlier on this lane. That's 7 pin added to it, just adds a couple more chop possibilities. Oh boy, oh boy. Woo. Excellent spare there from Couch. That is not easy at all. Throw in the pressure of the situation there, and that's brilliant. So dead even here, slight advantage to Kent because he'll be working on the strikes. 9th frame is so important in a bowling match. Get that strike working for the 10th. I love it. She loves it. No! Boy, great shot the whole way. Just no luck to not get that 7th pin to fall there. So spare here and then 20 fill on the 10th would put her at 189. And that's exactly the pace that Kent is going at if he goes 9 spare 20 in the 10th. First things first, make your spare. That is textbook conversion of the 7 pin. What can Mr. Kent pull out of his bag of tricks now? He's got the double working, but got that squasher strike last time on this lane and then washed out the frame before. Went with even more ball speed, just tried to stuff that ball back into the 1-3. A really good shot. The 4 pin does not fall. If he converts this, and I don't want to jinx him, but I think he will, we will essentially have a 1 frame roll off because they will be tied at 149 in the 8th, both spare working heading into the 10th. Problem at the 4, and that is the situation. 1 frame for all the marbles, just the way you want it. Now Marshall is the top seed, elected to finish first in this match, which I think was less about which lane he liked and more about putting as much pressure as possible on an untested Courtney. That's a good decision unless you just loved one lane over the other, and I think he hated both lanes. Most people do. Tough pattern today. Count, obviously vital. Boy. Self-deprecating there. His reaction to that is, it's so tough because you need the ball speed today because the lanes are so dry, have so much friction. But when he left that washout in TPC, he piped it just a little bit, and sort of a similar thing right there. 9 count is not that bad a result, though. I know he's not happy with it. Wow. And for the 3rd time in this match, he stops. I don't know if he's off or he's hearing something or what the deal is on that, but that's tough. I mean, that ball was almost off his hand before he pulled out of that one. Norm Duke is world famous for pulling out of shots. That's tough on your shoulder right there, if nothing else. Oh, look out. All right. That's why you go hard and straight at your spares. If you miss a little, the ball's not going to take off on you. Hey, before he throws this fill ball here, I want to give a big thank to Jim and his whole crew here at Tech City for hosting us. Our first stop ever to this really, really nice 32-lane center. Certainly not the last stop either. Fill ball, obviously huge. That's the ball he meant to throw the first time, but that's a big fill ball to finish up at 188. And Courtney Couch with the opportunity of her JBT career so far. Strike spare, she wins. 9 spare strike, we tie. Strike in any mark, she would win, honestly. And open, she would lose. If she gets 8 or less on this ball, she loses. So must get at least 9 to stay alive. What a shot right here. And that 8 count is going to spell defeat. But listen to the round of applause for her, as the crowd knows exactly how great she did to get to this far. Even if she got lucky in getting one of the pins out of this 310. Oh, heart goes out to her. And she converts it. And really, hats off to Marshall. He ground out the early parts of the match, made the washout that he needed to keep it in there, consolidated his fortunate strike. And even though he wasn't happy with that first shot in the 10th, 9 spare strike, it was a solid frame, and it's turned out to be, at worst, 1 pin enough to do it. Title number 12 for our departing superstar, and still a Women's Series win and a runner-up finish for this very talented young lady here. We'll hand out the awards to these 2 great bowlers, and we will see you again as season 16 off to a great start with a down-to-the-wire match.